Today I would like to demonstrate the installation of the Softstart P1ST. The design came about because of problems I saw in the trucking industry. Many large diesel rigs aren't just for transportation. They have various devices on the rig that are their primary function, such as vacuum pumps, pressure pumps, augers, etc. Lately, there's been a trend towards automatic transmissions in large diesel rigs. These transmissions have become much more efficient and effective and have eliminated a lot of the slippage that existed in previous torque converters. The problem arises because all of these devices on these big rigs are run by what's called a power takeoff, or PTO, that supplies a secondary drive line from the transmission to the pump or other ancillary device. On a manual transmission, when this PTO is engaged, the operator would first depress the clutch pedal. Then he would engage the PTO and then feather the clutch out, much like you would do if you were starting out in first gear. This cushions the startup of the pump or other device so that you don't have this shock and torque and excessive force being applied. On an automatic transmission, that cushion is eliminated. When the driver pushes the PTO button to engage the PTO, that drive line and that device that they're running goes immediately from 0 to 750 RPMs, which is the normal diesel idle speed. It makes that transition in under a second. So the shock and torque is really excessive and can destroy the machinery. Now, many companies have developed sacrificial couplers, which are two pie plates with a plastic insert in between, and that insert tears itself to shreds over time because it's absorbing all of that torque and force. That leads to downtime and a lot of heavy repair bills. The Softstart was designed to overcome that problem. This particular one was configured to attach to a superior gearbox. That's why it's the ST. A T-type gearbox which directs the power from linear along the length of the truck to perpendicular. And the box is made by Superior Gearbox Company. Now there's other companies that make the boxes. This just happens to be the one we're using for this demonstration. The device itself consists of a few parts. There's the rear housing plate, which has the bracket on it that affixes it to whatever it is we're adapting to. There's the clutch pack, proprietary clutch pack. There's the barrel housing, and there's the front plate. There's an actuator, in this case it's pneumatic, air driven, and there's the input shaft. Pretty simple. We're going to assemble this with 2 wrenches, 2 sockets, and a ratchet. 2 different Allen wrenches. They're all the tools that are necessary to install this device. We're going to start by putting the rear housing plate onto the gearbox. Sets on top. 4 bolts go through the top. We're not going to put all 4 in. Now you'll notice on the top is a control module. The control module allows the Softstart device to function and sync up to the truck's power takeoff. For our purposes, 2 is enough. Next, we'll install the proprietary clutch pack. We've already coated the shaft with Never-Seez. And we'll turn that so that we can tighten the Allen set screw. Next, we'll install the input shaft. The clutch pack is already aligned and does not need any adjustment. Next, we're going to install the barrel housing. And you'll notice that it has an actuator arm and a bearing which operates the clutch pack. The rear housing plate has 4 pins that fit inside of the barrel to properly locate it. The barrel can swivel 360 degrees so that if there is an obstruction on the particular unit you're working on that you need to clear with the arm and the actuator cylinder, you can do that because the barrel can be mounted anywhere. Next goes the front housing plate. Slide the bearing onto the shaft. And again, there's 4 pins on that housing plate also that locate inside of the housing. Now we'll bolt it up. We're only going to stick a couple of bolts on for this purpose. And they slide through the front plate, rear plate, and clamp them together onto the barrel housing. Next goes the actuator. In this case it's pneumatic, although it could be electric or mechanical. We'll put one more bolt in. And a bolt in the yoke of the pneumatic actuator cylinder. Mechanically, the assembly is complete. The next thing that would be hooked up would be the PTO universal joint from the PTO drive line to the input shaft. Now, the controls. The air input into the cylinder gets connected to the air output on the control module. And then the control module is paralleled with the air and the electric controls for the truck's PTO. Most truck PTOs are electric solenoid over pneumatic source, so that the electric solenoid controls the air pressure. The air pressure to the PTO is paralleled here, and the electric is paralleled here. Operationally, when the driver engages the PTO, he's sending air and electric to this unit, which disengages the clutch, and then re-engages the clutch over a time curve, cushioning the startup of whatever device is being run. That time curve can be adjusted here, depending upon the particular device that you're running. Now, this can be had in various configurations. The rear shaft collar can be different diameters, or the front shaft can have different adapters on it. The actuator can be electric or pneumatic or mechanical. And the control devices can be any array needed to control whatever it is we're trying to do. So the soft start can be used not only to cushion the startup of devices on an automatic transmission truck, they can also be used to couple a power source to a device, so that if you're building a one-off unit or you have a production run to do, adapters can be had to adapt the particular power source to the particular device you want to run. So essentially this would function as a coupler that's engageable, disengageable at will, depending upon what the operator needs to accomplish. Simple, low maintenance, bulletproof parts, made robust, easy to configure, and variable according to your needs. That's the soft start. Thank you.